Welcome back to ZT Global for another video where today I'm going to do a little market recap for you. I'm going to show you the price action of Ethereum and Bitcoin, mostly on the lower time frames, but also on the larger and more long-term ones that influence investors more than anything else, rather than, traders. But also we're going to run through a few reputable pieces of news in, CoinDesk and Cointelegraph as well. But before we do get into all of that, make sure to check out the ZT Global website for the newest drops, because this team is actually putting every single good project on their exchange so that you're able to catch these ×5 and ×10 potential moves, whereas you can't find them on other exchanges. So for example, Coinbase, they don't have these picks. Binance, they don't have these picks, but ZT Global absolutely does. So definitely check this out. And lastly, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below with your favorite thoughts about today's video. Also, if you want to turn this bell on, you're going to be notified about the best possible NFT collections, such as House of Dracula, before anybody else tells you about them. So, really cool stuff, and let's get into the first news of the day, where Coinbase was actually forced into an outage following Super Bowl ad after more traffic than ever encountered. So, what I can assume happened is Coinbase actually had an advertisement running around right here on the Super Bowl, and essentially they just pretty much crashed the website. They had to throttle traffic for a few minutes after its advertising debut in the Super Bowl. I'm not sure which Super Bowl it is, but really cool, right? So this is a good thing for crypto, obviously. Next up, we do have the fact that Bitcoin is holding above 41K as the hash rate surged to an all-time high. So this is something that affects miners in the crypto world, and I don't think it affects us too much. So I'm just gonna keep the fact that we are holding above 41K as right there, because I will be commenting on it later on the chart. But lastly, the UK tax authority makes their first NFT seizure in a VAT fraud case. Now, you may think, okay, it's over. NFTs are starting to be regulated. Everything is disappearing. But if you only go so far ahead and read the first sentence of the article, you will see that the tax authority made 3 arrests in connection with a suspected tax evasion using shell companies and false identification, both of which are things that are, non-crypto related. So even if there wasn't any NFTs in this news, if people used shell companies and false IDs, of course they would be arrested. So it's not a very NFT connected thing, but the fact that there was NFTs inside it makes for some food or bad news about crypto. But this is nothing to worry about, so just skip ahead of it. And lastly, if we head on over into Ethereum's chart on the lower time frame, right, we can see a nice trend line, so a nice downtrend line. We can also see, if we move on to the higher time frame, a nice uptrend line or a nice support zone. So let me just plot this out for you once again. We're actually going to start from the daily, because I do prefer to make my analysis based on the top down approach, right? The top down approach means you're starting from a higher time frame and moving on into the lower one. So this is the first very significant zone of support that we can see, and then we have a significant zone of resistance up here. So why are these two valid? Well, very simple. They both have 3 touches. So 1, 2, 3 touches. 1, 2, 3 touches. Both valid. And as for the price of Ethereum, well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens. So we could do something like this. Just, being squeezed in the triangle. And then at that point, it's going to be a matter of, do we break out towards the upside, or do we break out towards the downside? Now, depending on where we actually break out is, very important, because where we break out will show us more direction in the market. If we do break out towards the downside, the next significant zone of support will be around the 1.8K level, something like that, because it coincides with a little bit about the previous all-time high as well. But if we break out towards the upside, the target is the previous all-time high level, so something along the lines of this, right? So keep that in mind when it comes to Ethereum's chart. But when it comes to Bitcoin, which is potentially even more important, let me just delete everything so that I can draw everything, from scratch for you guys. We can see a very important zone of support right here, right? 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches, and a very important downtrend line that was actually broken out of. But here's the thing, many of you may actually be confused by this, but the fact that this downtrend line was broken out of does not mean that we're moving bullish at this point. Now, let me ask you why. Well, let me tell you why, actually. When we're moving down, we're actually creating lower lows and lower highs, right? Another lower low, another lower high, and another lower low. And now we went up, but we didn't break the previous lower high, right? So we didn't break this zone right here, which means that, in my opinion, we're still in a downtrend. We're going to see what happens now, because there is a chance that we do create, you know, a head and shoulders pattern such as this one, break out on top and then continue upwards. This would be the left shoulder, this would be the head, and this would be the right shoulder. And that would be a very nice bullish continuation, or sorry, bullish reversal pattern. However, if that doesn't happen, I will be waiting for another touch of this zone down here, as it is significant, and we can potentially create a double bottom or something along those lines at the area. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to check out CoinDesk and Cointelegraph if you want to be updated about the latest crypto news. Check out ZT Global, go on to the trade button. They are dropping new stuff every single day for you to trade and, you know, potentially make some gains on. And lastly, I'm not a financial advisor, and anything you do invest in crypto, blockchain, or NFT projects is on your own liability, and you should do your own due diligence. So thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.